Angel, welcome to day 12 of Learning Handstand series with Nansera Wellness. I'm Cece, the creator behind Nansera Wellness, and in this series, I'm trying to master a handstand. A handstand requires concentration and focusing abilities, which is exactly why I'm doing it. As a creator spending so much time online, it has had a negative effect on my mental health, so my focusing and concentration abilities could use some enhancement, and so far it's going so good, although we haven't yet gotten to the handstand, like holding on to it, but we'll find out if we do it. But regardless, every day I try, and today we're going to do the same thing. I start with warming up the wrists. By the way, I invite you to join me. If you're new here, kindly subscribe. If you've been doing this with me since day one, thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. You're doing a great job, and we got this, Angel. We got this. All right, and then we're going to reverse, trying to get into the wrist joints, warm them up because safety first, yeah? Nobody wants to be pulled back by a wrist injury, all in the name of trying a handstand. I mean, then it's not serving our purpose, is it? All right, spread your fingers out, squeeze, breathe in and spread, breathe out and squeeze, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out, in and out. Excuse me. Now we're going to draw circles with our wrist joint, minimize the movement of the elbows, and focus on the wrist. Very good. And now we're going to reverse. Ooh, there is literally little to no cracking, and I'm not surprised. We're on day 12. All right, now we're going to plant the palms into the mat and then go forward and back. Forward and back. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, and back. Then we're going to go sideways from side to side. Hoo-hoo! It feels nice, I kid you not. Amazing. Then we're going to push back or pull back. So good. Time to do handstand. Yesterday, I'm getting bolder, which is a good thing. We're going to plant our palms shoulder distance apart, knuckles into the mat, fingers digging into the mat, eyes of the elbows facing forward, shoulders right above the... Oh. Second, please. All right, let's do it. Plant the palms, all 10 knuckles into the mat, fingers digging into the mat, eyes of the elbows facing forward. And now today we're going to try, because I noticed yesterday I'm just tucking them on top, but when I'm doing for handstand, I slightly push the shoulders over the wrist. So we're going to try that today, but fingers are digging, so they act like bricks so we don't go over. Anyway, shoulders slightly over the wrists, lift up, protracting in the shoulder blades, engaging the core, chin slightly towards the chest, lean forward. Okay. Let's go. All right, one more. Yes, we are learning to fall. So every time you're falling, you tip to the side, yeah? Okay, second side. Gonna be rather tricky, I think, but we are brave. Okay, let's do arm strength. We always start with the low Lasana lifts, and I change direction facing the sun because solar energy is always a good idea. All right, lift and lower. By the way, good morning. How was your night? Mine was awesome, sweet and short. I was up at 5 a.m. Had to teach at 5. I got to teach, excuse me, at 5:30. And then Finally, I caught up with some reading. Yes, I have so much gist for you. Okay, maybe so much is an exaggeration, but I have gist for you. The difference between being proactive and reactive. Proactive people, no, I'll start with reactive. We always start with the, okay. Reactive people are people who are happy when the weather is good, when it's shining, when the weather is ideal. And when the weather is horrible, it's rainy, it's cold, it's dull, it's gloomy, just like the weather, they're sad, they're not in a good mood. Proactive people on the other side, on the other end, are people who carry their own sunshine everywhere they go. The weather or things outside of them does not determine their emotions, does not determine their reaction. Everything for them is within. Reactive people victimize themselves. They focus on things that are outside their control. Proactive people focus on things that are within their control. I'm going to give an example of, let's say, climate change. It's horrible, right? It's worrying. But what good are you doing to yourself and the environment by only complaining, putting out negative energy, putting fear in people, wanting them to act out of fear? What good does that do? Guilt-tripping people. Proactive people, on the other hand, they don't even go ahead to say, oh yeah, it's the governments and all, which is true, it's the governments. They acknowledge that, they're aware of that, but they're also aware of how there is not much they can do that, but they don't just ignore it. They lead by example. They ask themselves, with this situation, what's in my control that I can do to change the situation? Step one, recycle the things that you use. Recycle. Let people know what good it does when they recycle. Lead by example. Preach it everywhere, social media, whatever. I mean, it's something that seems small, but people forget how there is power in numbers. And you start by influencing one person, 10 people, 100. Yeah? Proactive people really lead by example. I had to take a pause because, is this like round 4? I feel like this is, yes, that was round 3. Okay. You know what? Let's just do round 4 all together, and then I'll do that hold. This is the problem with trying to multitask. I want to talk to you, but I also want to stay focused. But you get the gist. Okay, I'm going to use another example. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't speak about climate change, but speak about it in a way that's constructive. Because from personal experience, every time I've seen posts of, oh my God, this is what's happening in the world. It's getting hotter. We're going to die. It scares me. And then at the end of all this, they're not providing me a solution of what I should do, what can I do to help. There is no call to action, which honestly leaves me helpless, sad, sometimes depressed, and it's not good. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And before that, when I was more on the reactive side, I would feel bad, I wouldn't want to check social media because I'm like, this is just negative energy. But ever since I learned that, no, I decide how I feel and how I react towards things, it doesn't really affect me that much. But also I'm like, if there is anyone who is the way I used to be, I don't want to be the cause of their sadness. So I'm going to be proactive in a sense that if I'm going to be a climate change activist, which I am, but I mean active on social media, then if I'm going to criticize, it's going to be constructive and not just, FYI, I'm letting you know, I'm the news reporter. This is what's happening. 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But does that make sense? Like now the current situation in Iran, it's horrible, and I like that people are letting us know about what's happening, and at the same time, they're letting us know what we can do. Then we have a choice to either stand up with our principles, because this is something of a human right, it's value, and then we can do something. Or you can choose to, just ignore and say, I'm not going to do anything about it. But regardless, the person who has made you know of the situation has gone ahead and shared a call to action with you, yeah? 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And also about climate change, I feel like me personally, I've learned so much from people who share what's happening in the world, how these have been the hottest days, or stuff like that. But then there is a call to action. If they tell you, like, they redirect you somewhere, like, go here to read more about it, go here to see what you can do about it. That makes so much sense for me than people who just say, oh yeah, this is happening, and poof, that's the end. It's not very constructive. Anyway, proactive people fall in the latter, and reactive people fall in the former. I'm going to stop talking because this is for 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want something, maybe a job, you're trying to find a job, what are you doing about it? Are you researching about the industry you want to work in? Are you looking at the gap where the pain points that are not being catered to? Things like that. I think, small as they might seem, they make the difference. I'm lost. I'm just gonna write this off as 5, 6. Okay. 7. Okay. 8. 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah? Oh, let's do round 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye. See you tomorrow for day 13.